What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Ben Bally, back with another episode of the Sports Pod. Today, I'm going to preview the World Series between the Yankees and Dodgers. In my opinion, one of the most unenjoyable World Series matchups we've had over the last, I don't know how many years. It's just not going to be a fun one. I'll get into all of it on the other side of the intro. Hit it.
DiVincenzo a three. Bang! Bang!
Second strike.
Got the wall. He jumps. It's gone. He did it. He did it. Pete Alonso with the most memorable home run of his career.
All right, getting into the episode. And I just want to start with something I said in the intro. And this is going to be a very unenjoyable World Series. And yes, I mean everything I said. Yeah, both teams have star power. Both teams have incredible rosters, so much superstar talent. Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Mookie Betts, Giancarlo Stanton can be a superstar player. But nobody wants to watch the Yankees and the Dodgers. Nobody wants to watch the teams with the highest payrolls. The MLB playoffs are about the teams that get hot late and make incredible runs. And the teams that aren't supposed to be in the World Series, but they get there anyway because of their grit and because they fought all the way. They didn't get there the easy way. They didn't coast through the regular season and the division series and the championship series. They fought their whole way into the playoffs. Nobody wants to watch the Yankees and Dodgers. You wear a hat in NYC, it's a Yankees hat. Nice hat. Where you from? If you wear a Mets hat, it's Let's Go Mets. That's the difference between the Mets and Yankees. The Mets, I don't want to make this a Mets conversation, although I really do wish the Mets were in the World Series. But I think this is just the start of the Mets run. But getting back to what I was saying about the Yankees, they've been good they've been good forever. People talk about the Yankees' 15-year drought. Oh my God, we haven't been to the World Series in so long. Mets sitting over here. We haven't been there since '86. I don't know. And then Yankee fans try to call us Mets fans losers because we lost in the NLCS and they think it's going to matter. No, we've lost our whole lives. We haven't seen any winning. So whatever you say to us, it's not going to be that bad because we haven't seen anything good. But getting back to this World Series matchup, I think that it's going to come down to pitching. Are the Dodgers going to have enough pitching to get through the Yankees lineup, whether it's the bullpen or if the starters can go deep enough? That was the thing with the NLCS. I thought the Mets had a good chance to advance to the World Series because the Dodgers didn't have the pitching to stack up with the Mets. Obviously, I was wrong, and the Dodgers they blew past the Mets. They were the better team this year. But next year, we'll be back stronger than ever. I think David Stearns is going to have an absolute heck of an offseason, and the Mets are going to be in more title contention than they were in 2023. But I don't think the Yankees have the firepower to stack up with the Dodgers. The Yankees are not as deep as the Dodgers are. I called the Dodgers lineup shallow going into the NLCS, but I was wrong. The Dodgers lineup extends forever. That they can really contribute 1 through 7. Whether it's Shohei Ohtani at the top or Andy Pajes at the bottom. The Dodgers' whole lineup, it has the ability to produce on any given night. And that's how you get to the World Series. The Mets used that strategy to get to the NLCS. 1 through 9 could all contribute, and they showed they did, that they could. The Dodgers have a similar team, a better roster, more talent at the top of the lineup. I think they have a better lineup than the Yankees. I think they're overall a better team than the Yankees. And for the Yankees, it's going to be, can people outside of Soto and Stanton produce? Because Judge isn't doing anything. And if he can produce a lot and he can have a regular season-esque series, then the Dodgers might be done. I'll give my prediction at the end of the episode, but I don't know. I think the Yankees have the ability to just break out for a ton of runs at a time, and their pitchers can just lock down the Dodgers at any time. But I also think the Dodgers are more equipped to take advantage of the Yankees and escape and play this series from a more tactical point. Because if the Dodgers, they win the starts by Walker Buehler and Yamamoto and Jack Flaherty, but they lose the bullpen games, and I think every Dodger fan would be happy with that because that would mean they win the series in 6 games. I think the Dodgers pitching has enough to do with their bullpen is very good. And the Yankees are not as good as the Mets were against hitting bullpens. But the Mets just killed bullpens every time. The Yankees won't do that. They're gonna score runs on you, but it's gonna come at random points in the game. There's not one special inning or special part of a game that they'll really take advantage of you in. So I think I just I don't know. The World Series is gonna be very boring this year, in my opinion. I think it's gonna be a toss up, but ultimately, as I said during the NLCS, I think the NL team is gonna win in either 5 or 6 games. So I guess that's my prediction. Dodgers in 5. I think they're just a better team. Like Shohei Ohtani is hitting at an unbelievable level right now, no doubt. But he doesn't have to worry about playing the field. And this, I was having an argument a couple days ago. Who's the best player in the MLB? It's not Shohei Ohtani this year. It just isn't. He doesn't have to worry about playing the field. Aaron Judge has to worry about hitting, major league pitching, and also playing a gold glove level center field. That takes more of a toll on a player than most people account for. Like most guys are like, yeah, he just hits, but then he goes out there, he plays center field. Yeah, he plays center field at a very high level. And I like to give credit where credit's due. Aaron Judge deserves credit for how well he plays center field. However, getting back to this World Series, Juan Soto. Will this be his last series in the Yankee pinstripes? I do not think so. I think Soto's going to stay with the Yankees, stay in the Bronx, and I just think that this World Series run has been too good for him to leave because I don't know how you're going to leave a team with Aaron Judge in his prime and Giancarlo Stanton, who we've seen is absolutely lethal in the playoffs. And this isn't the first time it's happened. Giancarlo Stanton has always turned it on in the playoffs throughout his career. This has been not a theme, but it's been something that's it's recurred. He's done it multiple times. And yeah, he doesn't hustle everything out in the regular season, but because he can't. Or he doesn't, I don't know, he can't run hard. He gets thrown out at home because he can't slide or he has to jog around the bases. But like Stanton in the playoffs has been ridiculous. He's home runs, his RBIs, whatever. He's up there with Mark Vientos for the RBI lead in the playoffs. And Vientos went absolutely ballistic. But overall, I think this series is gonna come down to the pitching. Let me get to the Yankee side of the pitching. I worked the Dodgers side already. Garrett Cole starting game 1, Rodon game 2. I would assume Clark Schmidt, Luis Heel games 3 and 4. Game 1, you need a Garrett Cole stopper performance. You need him to just go out there and dominate 6-7 innings. Keep the bullpen rested. Get Luke Weaver in there for an inning, maybe 2, or Tommy Kahnle. It doesn't matter. Because then he'll be available for game. What would it be? It'd be game 4, so it'll be 3 starters. I don't know if Aaron Boone's gonna go Clark Schmidt or Luis Heel yet. But over this postseason, Garrett Cole has only had one dominant start, like I'm talking about, and that was game 2 against the Cleveland Guardians. Or no, his second start against the Royals, which would have been game 5. Or would have been? Let me see. What game did Garrett Cole start? It would have been later in that series. I think it was the clinching game. So, his second start against the Royals, he had one of those starts where he was unstoppable. It was game 4, the clincher, right? Cole, 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. That's the type of performance he needs to put up on Friday in the Bronx to keep the bullpen rested, like I mentioned, but also have the mojo and give the offense room to work. Because if they're not scoring a ton of runs, which they might not, because Yamamoto has looked really good over this postseason run for the Dodgers. And if Yamamoto can have one of those starts, then the Yankees better be ready. I think Dodgers in 5, like I said. I think it's going to come down to the pitching on both sides. Is Rodon going to be able to pitch well? Rodon said he's here to pitch in October, not April. Now's your time, Rodon. Here it is right in front of you. Game 2 starter in LA. Let's see what you got. You're familiar with pitching in the Chavez Ravine? You pitched there a bunch when you were on the Giants. Let's see what you could do. Let's see if you can neutralize Shohei Ohtani, who's going to be batting lefty-lefty with Rodon on the mound. What are you going to be able to do against a hobbled Freddie Freeman? If he's even in the lineup, he's got to be in the lineup for a lot of these games. But if there's like a game or two he would miss, I would expect it to be a Carlos Rodon start because Rodon's the only lefty in this postseason rotation. So who knows if he'll face Rodon? We'll see what Max Muncy can do. If Mookie Betts can take advantage of the righty-lefty matchup. Is that Dodgers lineup? If they get going, they're not going to stop. They're like a locomotive. They've got all-stars up and down that lineup. They've got MVPs everywhere. 2 of them at the top. Shohei and Mookie. The Dodgers are an absolute powerhouse of a team. I wish the Mets beat them, but what are you going to do? The Dodgers are a better team. I can admit that. This year, the Dodgers are a better team. Roster's better. They played better. They played smarter. And Dave Roberts, as I mentioned, playing smarter, is going to have to outsmart Aaron Boone and outwork the matchups. He's going to have to figure out what platoons he wants to abuse, which bullpen pitchers, what his lanes are going to be. Dave Roberts has his work cut out for him. Because the Yankees lineup is no joke either. They've got stars up and down the lineup as well. Whether it's Jazz Chisholm, Anthony Volpe hitting 6th or 7th. We saw what he did at the start of the year. If he can get hot, I hope Aaron Boone does not move him up in the lineup. Because that's something Aaron Boone would do, and it would mess up Volpe's groove. But Aaron Boone should just let Volpe hit in the 6th or 7th like he was hitting at the start of this year. Because when Volpe was hitting 330 over April, and Aaron Boone was joking, oh, and we'll look up in 10 years, and that's where it'll be. And then he put him in the leadoff spot the next day. Volpe's got to stay in the 6 or 7. That's his spot right now, at least this season and probably next season. You don't want to jump the gun on moving up Volpe. Also, because Gleyber Torres has been doing an exquisite job at setting the table and getting on base for the Yankees. After a rough start to the season, Gleyber has absolutely turned it around, making plays on defense, getting on base, starting games off hot for the New York Yankees. And that's what's gotta happen. It's got to be Gleyber setting the table, Soto moving him into scoring position, and then Judge and Stanton for 3-4, driving him in. That's what the Yankees' recipe to success is going to be in the World Series. All right, my prediction: Dodgers in 5. I think the NL is just better. Their teams were better this year, and the gauntlet that the Dodgers had to play to even get to the World Series and win a pennant is way worse than anything the Yankees will have to face or had to face in the American League postseason bracket. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you leave a like and drop a comment below. Check out all my socials linked in the description below. And keep it locked with the Sports Pod.